good, YouTube? Daza here. Welcome guys to another awesome video here on the channel. Today we're going to have some more fun with these awesome new structure decks. We went ahead and did a video on the Dino Smasher Fury and reviewed the structure deck. Definitely check that out. I'm going to leave a link in the description below to that video. Definitely also check out the giveaway that we're going to do. Once we hit 100 subscribers on the channel, we are going to give away to you guys. 2 lucky subscribers to the channel are going to get a Machine Reactor structure and the Dino Smasher Fury structure deck. I'm going to give away structure decks to you guys for supporting. Thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and get into the Machine Reactor. Strange, they only gave you 3 in a display and 4 of the other one. But hey, I guess they want to skimp you out on those Max C's, because Max C's in this structure deck. But let's go ahead and get started with this one, guys. I'm super excited for this one too. Like, both of these structures, I am just really excited to go through and play with them in decks. Like, I'm actually gonna make a deck with Ancient Gears. Classic stuff. I love playing. I remember Ancient Gear Galvatron came out, that classic deck, Gear Town, and Ancient Gear Castle. Like, some classic stuff, man. Great plays you can do. I'm so stoked to go through this. The Machine Reactor structure deck uses the popular gadget monsters to power up the gargantuan Ancient Gear monsters, summon the Ancient Gear gadget, and turn this deck's ace monster, Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon, into a 3,000 attack, double attacking, defense piercing, card destroying behemoth. That's a mouthful. Only the strong can reach maximum output and control this mighty mechanical army. Man-made monstrosities. Nice. Alright, let's go and open this bad boy up and take a look at what's inside of the Machine Reactor structure deck. Alright. Let's go and put our box down right over here. Alright. First things first. We gotta lay out that spicy game mat. Of course, we got our beginner's guide that comes with it. Teach you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright. Let's go ahead and take a look at our mat here. Who needs that World Championship Qualifier Twin Burst Dragon mat when you've got the Machine Reactor structure deck mat at your disposal? Help if I folded it out all the way. There we go. This one's like so folded over. It's insane. It's like so hard to get this one open for some reason compared to the other one. Alright, I guess that works. Alright, I'll put our box right over here in the corner. And let's get started with the deck. This deck also has insane good reprints of just really good cards. And just some classic stuff coming back into the light. Definitely give it a smell. Oh, it smells so good. It's weird, but like smelling structure decks, like, they smell so good. I don't know why. They smell good. Let's get started, guys. So the first card, going over the 2 ultra rares first. First card in this deck, Ancient Gear Gadget. This is a really cool card. Really cool card. Let's go ahead and read his effect together. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can declare 1 card type, monster, spell, or trap. This turn, if a monster you control attacks, your opponent's spell cards, trap cards, or monster effects, whichever was declared, cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. Once per turn, you can declare 1 gadget monster's card name. Until the end phase, this card's name becomes that name. Interesting that he can copy himself into another gadget card. Green gadget, yellow gadget, silver gadget, whatever. Or an Ancient Gear gadget cards. His other effect, he's a Shockmaster, man. Like, that's really good. He's a Shockmaster. That's really cool. So nice card right there, man. I would definitely play 2 or 3 copies of him in an Ancient Gear deck. Next up is the big boy himself, the other ultra rare in this structure deck, the Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. This card is insane. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing an Ancient Gear monster, sorry, if this card that was tributed by tributing an Ancient Gear monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. Awesome. Classic Ancient Gear stuff. If this card was tribute summoning by tribute summoning a gadget monster, here's where that's, you know, that synchrony, I don't know, somewhere. the symbiosis. Here's where they come together and fight with this card effect. This card should be summoned with a gadget monster. You can make a second attack during each battle phase. If this card attacks your opponent's spells and trap cards, cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. Classic Ancient Gear card effect. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked, you can destroy one spell or trap on the field. That's really good. It's really good. So he can activate card effects in response to his attack, and he just blow them up. Like, that's beast. And then the super rares in this structure deck. Put our ultras down over here. Oh, I shall put them on this side. Our super rares in this structure deck, we have the Ancient Gear Hydra, the 3-headed gear beast. At the end of the damage step, when this card was tribute summoned by tributing an Ancient Gear monster, battles an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by that battle, you can banish the opponent's monster. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing a gadget monster, it can attack all monsters your opponent controls each once. If an Ancient Gear monster you control attacks, your opponent's spell, trap cards, and monster effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. Again, it has that great stun effect, the classic Ancient Gear stuff, and it's got that added in gadget spice, where you can attack all of your monsters that your opponent controls. It's really good. And he's got 2,700 attack. That's nothing to cry about. Other super rare, another amazing card for the deck. I would recommend playing 3 copies of this card if you're going to play Ancient Gears. Ancient Gear Wyvern. Let's read him. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 Ancient Gear card from your deck to your hand, except Ancient Gear Wyvern. Also, you cannot set cards for the rest of this turn. You can only use each of the effects of Ancient Gear Wyvern once per turn. If this card attacks your opponent's monsters, cannot activate their effects until the end of the damage step. So it's got that little bit of stun in it, but it's a searcher card. And guys, it says Ancient Gear cards, so you can add Ancient Gear Castle, Catapult, Fortress, whatever. Not just the monsters. You can add all of them. That's good. That's really good. So you set all your nonsense first, then you summon the Ancient Gear Wyvern, add your stuff, and then you make your plays. It's really good. I really like that card. And then we got the Ancient Gear Catapult in here. This card's really good too. The last super rare. While you control no monsters, target 1 face-up card your opponent controls. Destroy it. And if you do, special summon 1 Ancient Gear monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Assad, dude. That's good. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon 1 Ancient Gear token. You can only use 1 Ancient Gear Catapult effect per turn, and only once that turn. What a really good card. So you could do a bunch of different shenanigans by destroying cards. It's really good. Really, really good. So those are the foils that come in the Machine Reactor structure deck. Alright, next up, let's go through the structure itself. So we're going to pull these guys onto the back. The first card in here, it can't be an Ancient Gear deck, dude, without the classic Ancient Gear Galvatron Dragon, who gains those beast effects by tributing all the different red, yellow, or green gadgets. Classic! This was the cover card of that old structure deck that came out at the same time that other dinosaurs. It's cool that they're doing that again, though, like dinosaurs with the machines. Like, they came out close to the same time back like 10 years ago or something. But yeah, Ancient Gear Galvatron was a monster. There were so many good decks that revolved around Ancient Gear Galvatron and Gear Town. It's a good card. And we got the classic Ancient Gear Golem in here, man. Straight out of Dr. Crowler's deck from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. The classic Piercer. Opponent can activate those spells and traps. We got the Ancient Gear Galvatron Chimera. Ancient Gear Beast. Ancient Gear Engineer, Ancient Gear Knight, Ancient Gear Soldier, Ancient Gear Boxes, 2 copies of Ancient Gear Boxes. Just every classic Ancient Gear card that was in that structure deck, man, or from the old GX booster packs are in this structure deck. I love it. It's so cool to see all these cards again. I mean, we went through them fast. Let's go over these guys. Ancient Gear Box. This is a pretty cute card. You get 2 copies in this deck. If this card is added from your deck, if this card is added from the deck or graveyard to your hand, except by drawing it, You can add one Earth Machine monster with 500 attack or defense from your deck to your hand, except Ancient Gear Box. You can only use the effect once per turn. Pretty good. Pretty good. Ancient Gear Gadget, it's got that. He's got that covered. Some other cards in the deck have that stat covered as well, so really, really neat. But that's a really good card. I like him a lot. Ancient Gear Soldier. Same effect as all the other Ancient Gear stuff. Your opponent can activate those spells and traps, laying at the damage step if he attacks. Classic. Ancient Gear Knight. This card is a Gemini monster, but his effect is if this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate spells, traps, cores. Same old thing. Ancient Gear Engineer. Negate the trap effects that target this card. That's always nice. And if you do, destroy them. If this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell and traps, of course, till the end of the damage step. The other thing, though, at the end of the damage step, if this card attacks, target one spell trap your opponent controls, destroy that card. That's really good. So he's just like a smaller version of the big boys. You got the classic Ancient Gear Beast. Cannot be normal summoned or set, I think is what he says. Go ahead and get him on front. Cannot be special summoned. Yeah, cannot be special summoned if this card attacks your opponent directly. If this card just attacks, sorry. Of course, you can't activate spell traps. Same effect with all these guys. Negate the effects of an opponent's monster destroyed by battle with this card, including in the graveyard. This was really good back in those days because zombies were really good. So if you destroy Pyramid Turtle or Goblin Zombie or Sangan with this card, they would not activate and bring out more guys or search. Like, this was a good card back then. Really good card. Then you got the Galvatron Chimera. He's got those gadget effects added in. And then Golem and Galvatron. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright. Next up, we get to some different cards. They're not Ancient Gears. First one is Geargia Augur. This card works really great in the deck, and I would play it in the deck for sure. You could even combo a small Geargia engine with accelerators, into a deck with these, but it's not that crazy. But of course, you can make Geargia an X with all this stuff. Why wouldn't you not want to make Geargia an X? But Geargia Augur, when it's normal summon, you can add a level 4 or lower machine Earth-type monster from your deck to your hand. All the gadgets meet that. All Ancient Gears meet that. All Ancient Gear gadget monsters meet that. So why not play this card in the deck and just have more searchers? The Wyvern. Like, it's good. He's got the 500 attack and defense, so he works really well with those other cards. The Box Boy. And then you've got a Planet Pathfinder. Interesting card. You can tribute this card and add a field spell from your deck to your hand. It does terraforming. You've got the Machine Driller, or no, Minefield Driller, sorry. When this face-up card you control leaves the field and is still in your possession, you can target one field spell in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Nice. You get 2 copies of Card Trooper in this structure deck. Nice card. Once per turn, send the top up to 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. And then you gain 500 attack per each one. And if he's destroyed into the graveyard, you draw a card. Love it. Classic Card Trooper shenanigans. You get a Gigantes in this deck. What a great card. Just blow my nose real quick. Like I'm getting a little sick. Gigantes, though, classic monster, dude, from Live with the Nightmare. Banish an Earth monster, summon to the field. You've got Boxer. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can place 1 counter on this card. You can send this card with 2 or more counters to the graveyard, special summon 1 Earth monster from your deck. If this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can remove 1 counter from this card instead. Interesting card there. It's got a nice little protection built in, and he special summons dudes by getting those counters. Not too bad. Hardened Arm Dragon. This is a cool reprint. Classic secret rare card from a really old sets. Raging Battle, I think is what he's from. He's old. He's really old. You can special summon this card from your hand by sending 1 level 8 or higher monster from your hand to the graveyard, which Galvatron Dragon, Ancient Gear Reactor, they fit that. If you tribute this card for the tribute summon a level 7 higher monster, that monster cannot be destroyed by card effects. Not bad. You get a Spell Striker in here. What a cute little card. I remember this guy. I used to play him a lot back in the day, like old warrior decks and stuff. Or when Synchros first came out, he was always fun to play too. Easy Synchros. And the last monster in the structure, the spicy Max C common. Crazy. Cards like worth the same price as the Twin Twister in the other deck. Crazy. But yeah, like this is crazy that they put a common Max C in here. It makes sense though. Japan had it in theirs. I like how they didn't change the structures drastically from OCG to TCG. Just the banned cards, of course, are different, but they kept all the good stuff like Max C still in the deck. And it makes sense because the card's at 1 now, so it's like not that big of a deal for them to have to worry about, you know, reprinting it. So I think that's nice. That's good because this card was ridiculously expensive, and still you want to play it in the deck. It's still good. I mean, it's Max C. But that's good that everyone can just get Max C now and don't have to pay $15 to $20 for like a super rare, you know. That's it with the monsters though. Let's move on to the spells, and there are some good spells in here. First up, we got those classic Ancient Gear guys. Ancient Gear Fortress. During the turn they were normal or special summon, your opponent cannot target Ancient Gear monsters. Ancient Gear monsters by your opponent's card effects. Oh, sorry, Ancient Gear monsters with card effects, and they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. They can't target them or destroy them. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of Ancient Gear card and effects, which is great. All the spells, all the monsters, that's good. If this card is destroyed in the spell and trap card zone, you can special summon one Ancient Gear monster from your hand or graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Ancient Gear monsters. This is the new card that came in the structure deck, was the Ancient Gear Fortress. The classic one is the Ancient Gear Castle. All Ancient Gear monsters gain 3 in attack and defense. Each time a monster, or just 3 in attack, each time a monster is normal or special, normal summon / set, place 1 counter on this card, and if you tribute this, if you tribute summon an Ancient Gear monster face up, you can tribute this card instead with those counters for the tributes. So like, you know, 1 tribute, get rid of 1 counter on this card. 2 tributes, get two counters on this card. And it can be, this card can be used with those counters for those tribute summons. That's a really good card with the Ancient Gears. We've got Ancient Gear Workshop. Target 1 Ancient Gear monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. That's good. It recycles them. And then you got the Busted Gear Town. It's not as busted now because you can have more than 1 field spell in play, but man, back in the day when you can only control 1 field spell between both players, Gear Town was ridiculous. Because you would just like set a Gear Town in the field spell zone and just activate another field spell, and then it gets destroyed, and you would summon Ancient Gear Galvatron. Classic. But of course this card has to be in the deck. Good stuff. And we have a Mausoleum of the Emperor. Helps you pay some light points to substitute those tributes you need to summon those big monsters. We also have Pseudo Space, which you can banish the field spells, and it turns into that field spell and gains that effect, which is really cool. So there's 3 field spells in this structure deck, guys. And we also got Limiter Removal. What's machines without the beautiful sacking power of Limiter Removal? Those 4,800 Gear Dragon X's, those 6,000 Ancient Gear Galvatron Dragons or Ancient Gear Reactor Dragons, so you can attack twice per battle phase. Why not? You get Machine Duplication, which lets you add those great machines with 500 or less attack, which there's some great stuff that fit that criteria. Infernal Reckless Summon, great, that's really good in here. I'm really excited to have a great, this card has never not had like a common reprint before, if I can remember, so that's good that you have, you know, more copies of this. Interesting, Galaxy Cyclone is in here. Interesting choice. And then we have, of course, Terraforming. Got 3 field spells in the deck, man. Pathfinder ain't gonna do it all himself. Terraforming's gotta be there. And the traps. Jar of Avarice. Interesting reprint. They chose to put it here, but not a bad card, nonetheless. Got Mischief of the Gnomes. This is a really good card, and it has some great synergy with Ancient Gears. I'm gonna go and read it to you guys. This turn, reduce levels of all monsters in each player's hand by 1, even after they are normal summoned or set, or just summoned or set, special 2. You can banish this card from the graveyard this turn, reduce the levels of all monsters in each player's hand by 1, even after they are summoned or set. That's good. It's good because it screws over your opponent as a trap. It's just like they summon Terror Top, activate that. It has to be level 4 now, so they can't make the Invoker or whatever, Dante. They have to make level 4s. And then, you know, for your deck, like, it's really good because you can pull lower the levels of the big guys and make, like, monsters that take 1 tribute not have to take a tribute. Just normal summon it. Like, that's really good. We also get Machine King 3000 BC token monster. You get a Fiendish Chain. Why not? Great Fiendish Chain. You get a Call the Haunted, and you get the huge Revolution is Over as the counter trap in this deck. Really, really good stuff. Some spicy stuff, man. This deck, and of course, you get that beautiful Ancient Gear token. Because you don't get an Ancient Gear in this deck. Of all the Ancient Gear cards are here, but no Ancient Gears. And surprisingly, they didn't put the gadgets in this deck either. I think it's because they there was that other machine deck, the Geargia structure deck, had the gadget monsters in it too. So that's a pretty recent structure deck. So I guess I don't need to reprint the gadgets again. But if you're gonna play the Ancient Gear stuff, guys, definitely get some red, yellow, green gadgets, silver gadget, gold gadgets, because man, do they work good with this stuff. Silver gadget and gold gadget, of course, because you can summon all the machine monsters with their effect because they're all earth. But red, yellow, and green, they work with each other, but also with the Ancient Gear engine. They get the Galvatron, the Chimera. They get effects by tributing Ancient Gear or by gadget monsters. So definitely play them in here. But that is the Ancient Gear structure deck, guys. Machine Reactor. What a beautiful deck. I really want to make a deck. I'm gonna make a deck profile with this deck as well. I'm really excited to play this. This will be really, really fun for sure. I love the old Ancient Gear cards. But guys, definitely thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment below. Definitely subscribe for more awesome content. Share these videos. And remember, we have that awesome giveaway we're going to do. Once we get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to give away 1 Machine Reactor structure and 1 Dino Smasher Fury structure deck to 2 lucky subscribers to the channel. Alright guys, thank you so much for the support, and take care till the next video.